Uh, yeah. Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6 sense for imposters. So now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the chains. Can't control me. I got the power, I got the keys, cause I break the chains. They try to hold me, I'ma push back, just wait and you'll see.
Welcome to the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, and we are back with another transfer portal video. It has been insane, absolutely insane. Pretty much exactly as we expected. So much going on, so many names in the portal, out of the portal, so many rumors, who's going where. And honestly, it's hard to kind of dial in and focus on which way we want to go on the channel. But this one is by request. I'll go ahead and share it up here, get it on the screen. A former 5-star Tennessee target has entered the transfer portal. That is former 5-star running back Zach Evans. Tennessee was in on him in the class of 2020, so we'll get into that in just a second. As always, do me a favor, go ahead and smash that thumbs up just below the video. Also, if you're new to the Talkin' VAWLS Network, we're not experts, we're not insiders, we are fans just like you. If you enjoy the content here, go ahead and make sure you subscribe, click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live, when we drop new content. Also, we cover the basketball program. Dauber and Indy Kid will be live tonight, immediately following the game. Tune in for that. And then also, we'll be live tomorrow on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern for our normal Talkin' VAWLS live show. But yeah, just a lot going on. A couple of recruiting notes, because I did talk a little bit about, Rodney Garner and trying to make an impact on that defensive line when they kind of moved on from Vincent Sneed. The number one JUCO player in the country is down to Oregon and Tennessee. He is scheduled to be on campus this weekend, so stay tuned for that. We'll see how that goes. I like the odds when Rodney Garner gets these guys on campus. And speaking of, another name that we talked about over the last week, Tyree West, 5-star defensive lineman in the class of 22, recently decommitted from Georgia. And this name is the one that kind of makes me wonder, just maybe, is this the big fish? Brent Hubbs over at VolQuest said that he is officially visiting FSU this week. If he doesn't commit to Florida State, the Vols have a shot to get him on campus for an official visit next weekend, and that's when business will start to pick up. One last little newsworthy item, Tim Banks on the list for head coaching job at Duke. We'll see how that plays out. Again, I touched on this before, but it's a good problem to have when your assistants are regularly popping up on other coaching search lists. That shows that you've got a good staff. Same for Josh Heupel. I think we can put that to bed, though. I feel confident that Coach Heupel is going to stay here and get things done. So let's talk about former TCU running back Zach Evans has officially hit the transfer portal as of Monday afternoon. Evans was a 5-star recruit in the 2020 class and was the number one overall player in the state of Texas, according to 24/7. However, after just 2 years with TCU, combined with the ongoing turnaround inside the program, Evans is officially on the move. Now, when you look at this kid coming out of high school, like I said, all the talent in the world, all the potential in the world, won 2 state championships in high school, put up big-time numbers his junior and senior year. He was the Max Preps Player of the Year his senior year. Going into TCU, something you have to look at, when we go back to that 2020 season, just a strange year for football with everything going on with the virus. We saw a lot of it at Tennessee. A lot of guys, missed an opportunity to really develop throughout the spring, and that kind of seems like that was also the case for Zach Evans. He had some issues with COVID, got exposed, and he kind of missed some camp, and that's crucial especially for an incoming freshman, but he did finish 2020 pretty strong. Had 2 games out of the final 3 where he went over 100 yards. But also when you look at this kid, the number one thing that people talk about is his recruitment coming out of high school. And some people call him a head case. And that's where the question comes. This is a kid that has all the talent in the world. He has legitimate NFL first-round draft potential. But is he a head case? Let's kind of go through the article here from Rocky Top Insider. Says during his time on the recruiting trail, Evans was a Tennessee target. The former 5-star did visit Tennessee in January of 2020, which was his last official visit that he made before committing to TCU in the following May. However, Evans' recruitment as a whole was, in a word, unconventional. And I've got a timeline we'll go through. I'm going to get through the article here. There's a timeline for a few months of the end of his recruitment that's just, it makes you scratch your head. And again, it goes back to, you got the talent. There's no doubt about it that Zach Evans would be a great fit for Josh Heupel's offense. Instant impact player. You're looking for a guy to replace Tyon Evans. This is the guy. But something that we've talked about is how Josh Heupel's done a great job rebuilding the culture at Tennessee, that locker room chemistry. And can one guy come in and ruin that chemistry? Is it worth it? And that's the question when you look at a guy like Zach Evans. Says before he visited Tennessee, Evans seemed to already be locked into a school. During the prior Under Armour All-American game, Evans told reporters that he had signed with a program, which he did not name. Says the school turned out to be Georgia, and when it came down to it, Evans chose a different route. Georgia granted Evans an unconditional release, which eventually led to him committing to stay in-state and go to TCU. Says the former 5-star running back spent 2 seasons in Fort Worth, finishing his Horned Frog career with 1,063 yards and 9 touchdowns on 7.3 yards per carry. Evans averaged 7 yards per carry this season on 93 attempts, which was the fifth best clip in all of college football. I'd say that's pretty good. Back-to-back seasons averaging over 7 yards a carry. Pretty good. You talk about this Josh Heupel offense, like to spread it out, throw it around, though it starts with the run game. And again, when you're talking about talent, when you're talking about ability, Zach Evans is a perfect fit for this Josh Heupel offense. Goes on to say here, talking about Tyon Evans entering the portal and transferring out. Says Zach Evans had considerable attention from several SEC teams as a recruit, which will likely play a factor in his transfer destination. The former 5-star took official visits to Tennessee, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and LSU while in high school. This is where it gets it. Let me go through the time frame because, again, just to kind of reiterate, when you scroll through the VolQuest message boards, when you scroll through Twitter, you see people talking about it. Everybody gets excited about his talent, and everybody says he's got mind problems. This is it's from an article where it kind of goes through just less than a month of time frame. December 14th. Evans missed the first. This is December 2019 through January 2020. December 14th, Evans misses the first half of a playoff game because he had to go take his ACT test that morning. Just 5 days later, December 19th, is when he signed a national letter of intent with a college program, but delayed announcing his commitment to January the 2nd. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Walter Nolan. It reminds me of a drama queen, somebody that has to be the center of attention. You've signed on early signing day, but you're going to wait till January 2nd so you can announce during the Under Armour All-American game. Seems like a guy that needs all the spotlight on him. December 21st, news breaks that Evans was sent home from the state title game for violating the team's cell phone policy and getting into arguments over this issue with the coaches. It's an incident that occurred just hours before the state title rematch with Duncanville. This was the second time in that season that Evans was suspended after missing 2 games for a violation of team rules. Again, this is all taking place over the course of just a month. I'm getting this information just to give credit where credit's due. TexasHighSchoolFootball.com. A week later after that, December 28th, during the week of the All-American game, Evans told reporters that he indeed did sign with the team and will be enrolling early. Still didn't release the name. Says his finalists were Georgia, Alabama, and LSU. And then on January 2nd, with the spotlight on him, this is where he had to make his big announcement. The morning of the All-American game, Evans declares he will not announce his commitment decision. Rather, he took the opportunity with Deion Sanders by his side to publicly apologize to his future coach. And then 5 days later is when Evans was released from his letter of intent and SEC financial aid agreement to Georgia. Full release was granted to Evans, and according to multiple sources, he will now choose between LSU or Texas A&M, which obviously we know that eventually ended up being TCU. Reminds me so much of Walter Nolan. If I get X number of Instagram followers, I will make my commitment. I'm a Vol for life. No, I'm committed to Texas A&M, just up and down. And I get it. You're dealing with two kids that were the top of their class coming out of high school. It's the world that we live in. The world that we live in. So where's this kid going? Is he going to end up in Tennessee? According to Austin Price over at VolQuest, there's a lot of Kentucky involvement, which is just odd to me. Kentucky, okay. But if you look here, it says, according to Rocky Top Insider article from 2020, the five-star running back posted a video to his Instagram story on Saturday of him reacting to Painting on the Rock, adding the caption, "They love the kid here. Instagram stories can't be embedded in an article." So here is a screenshot of Zach Evans, 2020 VFL. They love the kid here. Does Tennessee take a chance? You guys hit that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to bring an NFL first-round draft pick potential talent to Knoxville, but also potentially mess up the culture down there? So me personally, I like the kid from Georgia Tech. Let's go get him. Let's get the deal done. And I think just let Evans hit the road. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. If you have not done so yet, please smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Also, don't forget to join Dauber and the Indy Kid tonight, immediately following the basketball game. And then Talkin' Balls live Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. But that is going to wrap it up. This is the Talkin' Balls Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
The songs howl like me, poets sat in arcade, soaking moonlit falls, unbroken past this inundated orb that we draw home, and it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive.